Hi everyone, I'm Kaluna. And man, I really miss getting to play board games with friends. I had been working on a few new video ideas last year involving board games, but unfortunately, with the pandemic and my hectic work schedule, I really wasn't able to make the time to do so, nor was I really in the mood to talk about board games when I couldn't really play any with people for a while. Some of my favorite board games to play are mysteries, including Watson and Holmes, Detective, a modern crime board game, and Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. I was feeling a bit stir-crazy, being stuck at home and unable to play a lot of these games with my friends since I was doing my best to social distance. I happened to see an ad for this monthly mystery box series called Hunt a Killer while scrolling through Facebook and Twitter. I really was craving some mystery games, and since they are designed for a single person or a group, I figured, why not? Let's give it a shot. So, this video will be me talking about my experience with the Hunt a Killer series, what I liked and disliked about it, and whether or not I think it was worth it. But first, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. Skillshare offers loads of different classes and workshops depending on what kind of creative outlet you're into, like graphic design, music, or photography. I record the audio for my videos in Audacity, a free audio recording software, and it's a great start for any aspiring voice actor. Skillshare offers a ton of classes on using Audacity, whether it's your first time using audio recording software or whether you need help with a specific feature like background noise cleanup. Patrick Davidson's class, Record and Fix Voiceover Audio for Animators, is a good start without taking hours and hours of sifting through random YouTube tutorials. Also, there's no ads to sit through with Skillshare classes, since they are curated specifically for learning. Skillshare is always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the video description will get a free trial of premium membership so you can explore your creativity. Alright, on to the mystery boxes. Now, there are two ways you can play through the Hunt a Killer series. The first is with a monthly subscription box, which starts you with the first box of the most recent mystery, or the other way is you can purchase an entire set of previous installments. Each mystery box is considered a season, with 6 boxes total. The monthly price for the box is $30, but you can choose to purchase an entire season's worth of boxes, 6 boxes, for $27.50 each, or 2 seasons worth, 12 boxes, for $25 each. Once a season is complete, the boxes are then sold together as a set of 6. If you decide to get a previous set, the price varies from $140 to $165 depending on how recent it is. I decided to try out both versions. I was given an entire box set for my birthday, specifically the Class of '98 Mystery, and after I finished that, I signed up for the monthly subscription, which started with the, at the time, most recent mystery box, Curtain Call. I really wanted to play the Class of '98 Mystery specifically, which is why I got that one first. However, unless you see a mystery on their site that you really want to try first, my recommendation would be doing it in the monthly subscription format. I breezed right through the Class of '98 boxes in 2 days because I was really invested, and kind of also because I had no self-control when it came to waiting. I enjoyed the heck out of the mystery, but I wish I could have waited a bit since these were originally designed to be played once a month. There are several benefits to this. One, it allows the players to sit with the information, thinking about what else they still need to account for. 2, the wait time will allow some of the information to be lost, so you might need to take a little more time to look back through your notes or the previous box to remember where you left off. 3, it builds anticipation for the players, since they are forced to wait a month until they can continue the mystery. Each box took about an average of 2 hours to go through. This includes checking the instructions, reading through documents, solving puzzles, and making connections to previous notes once you get past the first box. The first box will be the one to most likely take the longest amount of time to sift through, usually due to having to be the introduction to the mystery, establishing suspects, and giving you information regarding a body or crime scene. Each subsequent box after, though, may end up needing information that you gained from a previous box. Since I played the Class of '98 Mystery in the span of 2 days, all the information was fresh in my head. so it didn't take me as long to remember which information to look back through than it would have been had I been playing it over the course of several months. If you're curious about this series and want to give it a try, I recommend the monthly subscription version, since I think that's the most cost-effective and the most beneficial for the players. So, what comes in the box? Each mystery will have its own specific clues and information, of course, but there are a few things that are the same across the board. A list of all the documents and items present in the box, which you should always double-check to make sure you have in case anything is missing. A Start Here booklet explaining the Hunt-A-Killer series, how to use the items in the box, and where to go if you have any questions. A notebook for keeping track of notes, which, depending on the mystery, may contain useful information. For example, the Curtain Call notebook had several pages of notes on music, stage production, and other useful clues for solving some of the puzzles. A collectible Hunt-A-Killer pin. A letter from the private investigator explaining what it is you are supposed to be doing for this case, as well as giving you access to the online database. It will contain extra information not found in the box set, as well as transcripts of the documents contained within the box. I found the transcripts to be especially helpful with the Curtain Call box, as a lot of the clues were handwritten notes that were a bit difficult to read through at times. Additionally, each box will contain 6 to 8 more items pertaining to the case. These can include letters, maps, photos, suspect lists, or props found at the crime scene. Here is a breakdown of what was included for each of the first boxes in the 2 mysteries I played. Class of '98. General Hunt-A-Killer Starter Instructions. General Hunt-A-Killer Notebook. Collectible Hunt-A-Killer Pin. Letter from the Private Investigator. Blacklight Keychain. High School Yearbook. Map of Chestnut Falls. Letter from the Sheriff. Investigation Waiver. Witness Statements. Crime Scene Description. Newspaper Articles. Incomplete Timeline. Koozie. List of all items included. Curtain Call. General Hunt-A-Killer Starter Instructions. Specific Curtain Call Notebook. Collectible Hunt-A-Killer Pin. Letter from Private Investigator. Letter from Julia. Forensic Report. Attic Inventory. Show Program. Ruth's Note. Hector's Letter. Rehearsal Notes. Cufflink. A list of all items included. The items included in the boxes are highly detailed, and they do a good job of transporting you through the various decades. I especially loved the detail with the Curtain Call box, but the Class of '98 box wasn't a slouch either. There is an entire town map included, which I needed to refer back to with each box afterwards. There's a couple of items that are thrown in there sometimes that I didn't really see the point of, but you won't know how useful or not useful an item will be until all 6 boxes are completed. Besides the collectible pin included with each Hunt-A-Killer box, I think there was only 1 item in each set completely that I couldn't find much of a use for other than window dressing. The databases you use in addition to the physical items are a great tool. There are extra documents or photos that you can access. For example, in the Curtain Call case, it contains extra news articles detailing the victim, as well as pictures of the crime scene. Each website, there are different ones for different cases, contains music playlists appropriate to the mystery, as well as cocktail recipes for drinks that fit well with the setting. If multiple people are playing this together, throwing on some appropriate music and mixing a drink could make this an entertaining evening. Based on my limited experience with these 2 mysteries, the first box contains the list of suspects, the victim, and general notes about the murder. With each box, you eliminate a suspect, based on witness testimony, alibis, or other clues that help to point to what they were doing at the time. Each box has its own specific goal: eliminate 1 suspect from the list, while also keeping to the grander narrative of what happened to the victim. There were different kinds of puzzles to solve in the 2 mystery sets I had. Curtain Call had a lot of letters and notes written in cipher or code, so the database contained notes on a variety of ciphers and how to go about breaking them down. Class of '98, on the other hand, had more searching through news articles and figuring out passwords to computers and phones, since the crime took place in the present day, whereas Curtain Call's mystery is set in the 30s. So, if you finish 1 mystery and want to try another, it does change up the kinds of puzzles you need to do. The 2 biggest questions I've seen with these boxes are, 1, are the mysteries satisfying? And 2, is it worth the price? I think the mysteries are compelling. It isn't going to be a simple process. There are a lot of notes to sift through that take time to organize. It doesn't hold your hand through the mystery guiding your way. It gives you a whole box of clues, tells you what your objective that month is, and then go. You can always look up hints on their website if you get stuck, but I never ran into any that really super stumped me to the point of needing to do that. I think the complexity of the mysteries was satisfying for me, though this is just my opinion. Price-wise, I was a little hesitant at first, but considering the amount of detail that goes into the box items, as well as the complexity of the mystery, I think getting a season pass was worth the price of admission. However, I understand that not everyone will want to pay that kind of price, so it depends on whether you think $150 to $160 is worth 12 to 15 hours or so of gameplay. You can always wait for sales for some of the older box sets, or it might be a good gift option for a friend or family member who is really into mysteries, but may not be able to pay the full price. Honestly, the biggest negative I have with this is that once you play the boxes, you really can't play them again. There are some mystery games that are like that. Sherlock Consulting Detective, for example, has only a few cases, and once you play through them, you can't go back and play the mystery again. You've already solved it. However, since the boxes don't require you to mark up or destroy any of the items, unlike some escape room games like Exit the Game series, if you keep everything in their respective boxes, you could always give them to other friends or family members who don't play the game with you. The boxes themselves are small and light, so they are fairly easy to store away. Just keep them out of the reach of pets. My cats loved to pounce on the boxes each time I'd open a new one. Overall, I think that the Hunt-A-Killer subscription boxes were fun to play through, though the price of the monthly set isn't something I will keep up with indefinitely. I enjoyed the 2 mysteries I got, and it really helped me have something fun to look forward to each month. During this last year of social isolation, it was nice to have something to look forward to each month, since time kind of lost all meaning there for a while. If you live by yourself, like me, these were a good substitute for board game nights, since those couple of hours of investigation and problem solving were a nice break from daily life. However, $30 a month can add up quite a bit, so I'll be taking a break from these for a while. Thankfully, with the vaccines being distributed now, it seems like there is light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to the world going back to normal, but I am honestly glad for these mystery boxes for the 6 months I played through them. If you like murder mysteries or board games, then this might be a fun thing to try. Have you played Hunt-A-Killer or other similar monthly mystery box sets? Do you think these are worth it? Would you be interested in seeing more videos related to board games in the future? Post your thoughts and comments below. I'm working on the next D&D Doodles video as well as some other review videos soon. I'm also working on getting some video game streams lined up, so keep an eye out for announcements about that by following me on Twitter or subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Alright, I'm Kaluna, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Inky, you gonna solve the mystery? You gonna join the Hunt-A-Killer club? No? No? You're just gonna chew it? That's fair.